and she's from Eliza's and Victor litter.
Honey, what you doing? Hello, little puppy. She says, oh no, I'm thinking about it. She's just assessing. That little nose is going. She's thinking this through, deciding what she wants to do with life here. Plus, she still seems a little sleepy.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? I said, oh no. Thinking I could use a nap, is what I think. Ugh. Your brother stockpiled all the toys over there. I forgot to move them back around. She's still sleepy.
Yeah.
She's just looking at this whole thing like, I should probably go check all this out, but so much work. Alright, fine.
She's like my daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a book, but I don't want to go to the car.
So I'll just sit here and be bored instead.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, this thing will look cool. Okay, it is pretty cool. She's very aware of me. Even just little movements of my hand.
Stash.
Yeah. Gonna add to the stash?
Have catnip in it or something.
She says this one's mine. She's totally adding to the stash. That's so funny. She is making so much eye contact with me in that same way that we saw with Perry. Just constantly just glancing back. Not maybe to the same degree as hers, because hers was just off the charts, but hers is pretty strong. So even though she's over there, there's a lot of that eye contact. And she's been paying more attention to than it looks like she is, because if I make the slightest movement, then the eye contact is there. And part of that maybe just because she's still a little sleepy, that I'm not seeing even more of it than I am seeing, but I'm already seeing much above average. If that mangled sentence made any sense.
Right.
like all of the puppies from this litter. And the last one, I like that she's independent. She's got her own thing going. She's fine over there. She's fine doing her own stuff, and she's engaged and paying attention to me. It's really rare. The cool thing about these puppies is they just have characteristics that you don't usually find in the same dog that are really nice, like good characteristics.
Mm-hmm.
What you got? So her toy play is interactive, but she's, again, it's that really unusual, especially in a puppy this age. She's very aware of me, and she's moderating her play, then looking to see how I respond to that, and then changing what she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
So she's not going to be an overwhelming player unless, except for rare little slips, because she's really paying attention
Mm-hmm.
to how her play is affecting you and how you're responding to her. So there's a lot of conversation here, and that is by far a strength. That's a tremendously good thing that you don't often find in a puppy this young. They usually have to mature into that, and it's usually much older before they begin to really develop that much awareness
Mm-hmm.
and empathy and just ability to understand, social understanding. And I mean, like a year plus. So it's really rare to see that in a puppy this age. The downside of it is, the only downside is you need to be building a relationship with her. If like I said, for one of the other ones, if you're a jerk, she's gonna know it, and she's gonna be paying attention to that, and she's gonna respond accordingly, because she's way more aware of the dynamic between you from the first instant than most puppies are. And this is Perry, the one that we were talking about, is the one that we placed as a service dog, and that's what's going to make her a brilliant service dog, that awareness. But you can't, there is some expectation on your end if you get a puppy that has that really cool characteristic.
Can you give an example of somebody being a jerk to the dog from a dog's perspective? What would constitute, in this sense, a jerk? Like, I have an example that I can tell somebody a story, and
right.
But it's going to be a long story.
I would say being impatient, being harsh, kind of like not trusting your dog, not giving her a chance to figure it out, and then explaining it to her. However you do that, through training, through relationship building, whatever the situation calls for. Being unfair, like I said with one of the other puppies, if you give one dog 4 treats and that dog 2 treats, they're counting, they noticed. So all of the, you just really pour into building a really high quality relationship with your dog. Treat them like a friend and a partner, not an object.
Right.
She's here to develop a real relationship with you, not just to check a dog box. Alright. Let's see food. Again, she figured that out really quick. And she came over here ready to see what it was and what I was doing. She had her suspicions, but she wasn't shoving her head in the bowl right away. She was,
Mm-hmm.
Did you see how fast she, yeah, these.
Split second.
These puppies are not dumb. And she even messed it up for herself there. Yeah, let me fix it for you. She made that harder for herself because she pushed it the wrong direction accidentally, just sort of fell. But she remembered and then tried to compensate even after I put it back right. Incredibly intelligent. So just, again, you know, you got to do your part. When you've got a dog this cool, you got to be worthy. And that's not hard to do, but can we get it for you? And I like how quickly she asked me, and I like that when I didn't respond to her first request, because I wanted to see what she would do, she asked again. She's a very cool dog. I'm gonna finish that up. And this is kind of an example of like being fair, being versus not, paying attention to her needs and her opinions about the thing. If I took this away from her, if I let her have part of it and I took it away from her after making her work for it that hard, that would be an example of not being fair, and she knows it. She earned it, she wants it. And if I did take it away, then I would need to provide another avenue for her to get it. Like I could ask her to do, you know, if we were doing training, I could ask her to do something to get the rest of it. But she knew there was still food in there. And she knew that I had given it to her. Or offered it to her. It's just this really cool human-like intelligence. And social intelligence.
Yep.
So treat her like a person. She's like, I don't want pets right now. That's boring. I want to play.
Like, where are the snacks? Where are the snackies?
She's like, we were doing stuff. I want to do stuff. I want to see what she does if I pick her up, because she's not in the mood. I like that she settled right down. She's not protesting, even though I know she wants to play and not be held. She's also smelling my breath. Which again, unusual in a puppy this age, and she's making very strong eye contact with me. Okay, do you want to play again? She's like, well, no, now I'm settled in. Make up your mind, lady. You keep changing the rules. She just mushed herself into me. She's sweet. Again, she's just like, she's all of the things, and that's so rare. She's sweet and she's independent. She's engaged and she can self-entertain. She's intelligent and she's socially aware. She's got her own intelligence and she's socially aware. It's a really cool combination of characteristics. And this puppy's pretty bomb-proof too. Nothing has fazed her in the slightest. Oh, you smell? Or did you hear the noise? The little nose is going. There it is. Yeah, so that goes with her. She's got strong scent orientation. Very strong. She's biting it. I'm trying to pick it up. And now she's tracking it.
Whoa. I'm so sorry, Mama. I'm so sorry.
What happened? What happened? She's like, I don't care. That's not interesting. I don't know what to think about that.
It was me. It was me. I'm sorry.
With her, I would say she's really interested in this.
Good girl.
She doesn't know what to do with it. She's like, I have no idea what to do about that, but it's really cool. And do you have my snacks, by the way?
Yeah, I think that's what she's like that box. The boxes.
The boxes are the same. What I was gonna say is with her, and likewise with the other puppy that I said had the little boy, that also had that really strong, clear sense of fairness and what was right and wrong. Don't trick them into doing things. So, for example, if you bribe them with treats to go in their crate when you know perfectly well they don't want to go in their crate, and then you shut the door to their crate and then you leave, and it's going to take one repetition for them to learn that, and that's an example of, from their perspective, you were not fair. You tricked them, it was a trick, and after that they're going to be very suspicious of anything that looks the same. Luring them into grooming with food and things like that, you just need to be very careful when you do that you're not setting them up to feel tricked, because they will remember it, and then they will not cooperate necessarily in those circumstances, or they'll actively avoid them because they're too smart for it, and it'll only take once. So the downside of these really cool puppies is you've got to have a little bit more, you got to be paying attention. It's not that it's hard, you just have to put a little thought into it. And that's because they're going to give you so much. There's so much potential here. There's so much dog here. You need to just, it's going to require a little thinking on your part. Nothing difficult, nothing scary, just some awareness.
And that scared her. I said I scared her.
Yeah. And this is her response. So this was actually a great illustration of, she's like, I don't know what to trust in this setup. I don't know what to expect. And she's not shut down, but she's here like, I don't know what to do. She still trusts me, but she doesn't trust that side of the room. I like that she did come over to me though. And I think if we gave her enough time, she'll warm up from this. No problem.